Shopify is up this morning. It looks like they're selling their logistics to another company. And so we have that up on the news. I think this is going to fade. Just it's not even a technical reason. It is gapped above the volume profile. We like that, but we are in a thin zone. I think that this is just bulls trying to find some sort of positivity in the market. I think this one's going to fade. We also have Martin looking at Microsoft, MSFT. Microsoft, nice earnings, power gap and go. We got to get the volume to kick in here, though, to break higher. So we are looking at Microsoft and we're looking at Shopify. I'm going to bring in CJ and I'll bring in 8Baller as well. CJ, 8Baller, we're looking at Shopify. This one just seems like it's going to fade to me. Microsoft also needs to break. Right now, it's kind of consolidating here. Any opinions?
Microsoft's going to be the last one to break. I mean, we talked about the reverse zombie stocks where people are just holding their money out and giving it to them, just saying, here, take it. Microsoft's that stock right now. I think it's the last one to break in the NASDAQ 100. When it does, it hits down to a 250, and it'll be the only stock that holds its 200-day moving average. Shopify, jeez, you got to give this to 8Baller because you're talking a little bit of selling. You know, this is going to be some inside information. We're not literally. We need Gordon Gecko on the line here. 8Baller, what do you see on Shopify?
Shopify? Well, listen, if you talk about, listen, they reported great numbers. They announced that plans to sell their logistics business. You can't get a more positive headline than that. And you have a stock up 20% almost, right? So you have levels to be concerned with, right? You could clearly see on the chart that support is around $53.50. Again, cursory glance, dude. You got to do it quick. You're a trader. $55 overhead was short-term overhead resistance. It busted through now. Right? Keep it simple, stupid. 55, 54, 90s, 85, somewhere around that level. It can't be perfect, but vicinity action is going to act as support. Once it breaks the ceiling and pulls back, that acts as short-term support. No guarantees. So fast, quick trade. The stock looks like it wants to bust. This candle's low right there. Low, 57.90. 57.90 could be the initial target on the stock. See how if it breaks above it, keep an eye on $60. So the stock's got a lot of ground to cover. Great headlines.
Yep.
Like you said, it's that perfect storm of a headline, but you want to trade this one quickly. I have a little more time, so I'm going to shoot this over to you guys. Eli Lilly, thoughts on Eli Lilly? LLY.
You want to take
CJ.
it?
Well,
yeah, what you got, CJ?
Come on. So outside of the Bollinger Bands, 440 is where you start to look for a target because of the round number. This is going to be the quick one. Whenever we go outside of the Bollinger Bands, you got about an 89% chance you're going to come back in because it's just math, guys. It's math. 400 becomes your support at that point because the stock is oversold. It saw a huge amount of volume, not quite second or third standard deviation volume, but it's oversold outside of the Bollinger Bands. It'll come back, and that's the point where I buy it. I don't fool around with it today at this price. You could, 8Baller and Kenny can probably find a couple trades, but I just eyeball the 400 for the next time to buy it.
I agree with you. The stock certainly broke out, blue sky breakout, overhead resistance. I don't need to chase. I can find other opportunities. That's the key. You want to position yourself in Lilly. You believe their Alzheimer's drugs the stock can go to $1,000. I don't know. But right now, I look at this as a chase, and I don't need to be involved in it. I'm in the business of banking. You missed this trade.
All right,
Trade to him.
I got one more. Chad is trolling me on my sunglasses, by the way, saying, "Hey, Vaz, you have a night out of town?" Guys, I always have a night out of town. I'm just feeling the glasses look. I do miss my office, though. I'm not going to lie here.
I got a point I want to throw in on Microsoft here real quick. Let's go
Ooh,
back to
okay. All right.
Microsoft real
All right, let's
quick
go back.
because I said it's the last one to fall. It's also one of the most crowded trades out there on Wall Street. So when
Why?
it does fall, because every mutual fund, every ETF, every portfolio manager that works in an RIA, everybody owns this stock. It has become the safety trade. Everybody loves the comfort of being in the stock that everybody loves. Look at the oil stocks, right? Oil stocks are crowded. That's why we get these exaggerated moves down, and then people come in and buy them. When Microsoft does, and I am not going to be looking for that point, it will be an exaggerated fall for the shares just because it's going to be, the theater is crowded and somebody's going to yell fire. Usually ends up in a situation where everybody's running for the door. So that's the only thing that I point out about Microsoft. Sentiment is overwhelmingly just loving this stock, and that is a dangerous spot to be in and of
Yes.
itself.
You don't want to be in the crowded trade. You want to be on the opposite of the
Right.
crowded trade. Guys, I have
You want
one more
the crowd
chart
to
to show.
push you up.
I know we looked at IWM.
Mhm.
I want to go do a little revisit back to SPY because this chart is still active. This chart is still active. We had that gravestone doji. We could not get out of the volume profile. So not only did we fail breaking out of the volume profile, we failed on the gravestone, which is not good. Obviously, if gravestone candles saying you're taking it to the grave here. We got back into the volume profile, closed a candle below the point of control. We're officially back in this thin zone here. So I'm still looking for a short trade down to 402.89. When you're trading thin zones in the volume profile, the first move is correct into the thin zone. But the problem is the thin zone is a lack of volume. So it could be the original move is like a falling knife, and then it can whip around. It's like the wild, wild west. You know what I'm saying, 8-baller? It's like the wild, wild west over here. So then we reverted back to the point of control, failed again, and now we're retesting this thin zone. So in SPY, for my traders looking at SPY today, I'm looking at 402.61 as your short-term target. And if we break that, we're going to have follow through to the bottom of your volume profile, which is also lining up to the 200-day moving average around 395. Apple's obviously going to be a big driver of that. We need these catalysts to have some follow through.